So today we'll be talking about, is buying and renting a condo a good investment? So stay tuned. We're going to go over the pros and cons right now. I get this question all the time. Hey Mitch, is buying and renting out a condo for cash flow a good investment? Well, to answer that question, you need to understand a few things about condo living. The first thing you need to understand is the allure of condo living. What draws people to condo living? Then you have to understand the problem with condos in general. And then last but not least, I'll give you my recommendation of whether I do or do not recommend condos as cash flow. Now, for those of y'all who stay to the end of this episode, I'm going to give you a recorded copy of a free recorded question and answer call where you can see how the weekly group coaching calls go. You'll be able to listen to about an hour and 45 minutes on this call, and you'll get to see the tone of this call and the value of this call. So I'll meet you at the end of this episode and I'll give you that link. The allure of condo living is typically that it's right in the middle of the action. A lot of condos are in the middle of where it's all happening, whether it's at the resort or it's in these big cities or towns where they have all the nice restaurants and bars and the river walk or whatever the big thing of that city is or that resort. They're going to be right there in the middle of it. The other allure is community. People get to know each other within that building. It's a small community, tight-knit, and all living by the same rules. And then there's the fact that some of these condos are really cool looking. They've got some really good architecture. They're laid out perfect. They've been doing this stuff for decades now. They've gotten really good at it. There's a lot of amenities at these condos, and there's no maintenance. So it's kind of a carefree lifestyle where everything's there. You don't really have to mow any yards or trim any grass or worry about trees. It's kind of a hassle-free environment where people can come and go and everything's kind of taken care of for them. Depending on the economic environment, you can generally buy condos cheaper than you can buy a house. However, I have seen some pretty expensive condos in my time. So I wouldn't believe that when people tell me, well, condos are cheaper than houses. Not necessarily true. And that kind of leads us into what the problem is with condos. Now, before I get into the problem of condos, I want you to take a look at that like button and that share button. And if we've been enlightening you to some things that you didn't know, if we've been insightful or inspiring you or motivating you, please hit that like button and that share button. And if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. We'd love to see you through the rest of the year. We're going to have a lot of content. The problem with condos is the monthly maintenance fee and the little known special assessment. Now everyone knows about the monthly maintenance fee because it's right there in the beginning. As soon as you start making your payments, you have to start making that monthly maintenance fee payment. But not so many people know about the potential for special assessments. The rub on the maintenance fee is that it can go up anytime. You don't really know how long the maintenance fee is going to stay the maintenance fee as it is today. You know, it might be $200 a month today, and in 3 months it might be $350 a month. You really don't know. It really depends on your board and how they see life, how they manage this place, and was the maintenance fee from the start enough to really maintain this property, or was it low to get people in so that after they bought their condos, they could up the fees later and no one would have any right to say anything different about it. So you have to be careful about the maintenance fees. They need to be realistic, but just know they can change. The real killer is the special assessment. Now this is like on places that have deferred maintenance, on condo complexes that have been around for a decade or so, they may have some deferred maintenance. Once upon a time I owned 2 condos and I had them for a while and I rented them out and I did fine. Then I sold those condos and I made some money. But the poor guy that I sold them to about 8 months later called me and told me that both condo complexes had issued special assessments to replace the roofs. and that one condo assessment to him was $18,000 and another condo assessment at the other place was $12,000 was his share. So in one relatively short period of time, about $30,000 of special assessments came to this man, and they were all special assessments within the condo complex. So that's what scares me about condos, is you can't control the maintenance fee and the maintenance costs, and you don't know when and how much they're going to make the call for a special assessment. If you don't pay either one of these fees, they're attached to your property and put on as a lien. So you can't run and hide from these fees. You have to pay them sooner or later. This puts a lot of emphasis as to who is on the board of this condo complex. Are these some smart, savvy people, or are they just some yahoos, busybodies that want to be on a board? Because if you have the busybody board, you could be in for some real troubles. They wouldn't know how really to shop a deal, how to shop a roof, how to shop tree trimming, how to shop every year the lawn maintenance guys. They wouldn't really know how to do that if they were just a bunch of busybodies. If they're really some pros, you might be in luck, and they'll keep your costs down because they know how to negotiate, and they know how to take bids, and they know how to play bids one against the other. But the board is really critical. So now we're down to the question, does Mitch recommend buying a condo and renting it out for cash flow? Well, the answer is no. There's just too many unknowns. Why would I want to go into that condo complex and do a long-term buy and hold? Now, that being said, I might buy a condo to buy it today and sell it in the next few days or the next few weeks for a profit. I will take the risk of special assessment and maintenance fees for a very short period of time if I'm just going to flip a condo. And I have flipped many condos. I get in quick, I get in early, I get in low, I put it up for sale, I make a decent profit, I sell it to someone else, and I'm out of the way of that board and those monthly maintenance fees and those potential special assessments. I'm just in and out. So no as a long-term hold. Yes, maybe if you can get in and out fast and make a profit. Now it's time for me to deliver on that promise. If you would like to get a free 1 hour and 45 minute archived recorded coaching call, just go to 1000houses.com/free-stuff and scroll up and down the homepage there till you see the link that reads recorded Q&A call. Click on that and you'll be listening to a real Q&A call, and you'll see the tone and the flow of those calls. And I think for sure you're going to come to the conclusion that there's no way you can be on this call every week and not benefit.